Hey everybody, I'm Rob.
And I'm Mendo.
So welcome back to our 10th episode.
10.
Now, I know we promised you we'd do something big and special and epic. Here's the problem. We don't plan that well. So,
Not really.
So what we're going to do is we're going to do what we do best.
Exactly.
We're going to drink beer and talk about stuff. There is one thing specifically that we need to talk about. And normally we don't get into any kind of pop culture or current events. We get into pop culture all the time. Sorry, current events we don't really get into because we tape a month out, and it's most of the time it's no longer relevant. But unfortunately, there's no way for this one to not still be relevant. Yesterday, was it?
It was the 30th.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
the 29th. Today is the 30th.
Yeah.
The world lost a great man, a great entertainer, and a fantastic comedian. One of the best, who has ever lived and will ever live. Mr. Gene Wilder.
Right.
And I like many, I'm sure, last night I decided to honor the memory of a man I just adored. I was going to watch one of his films.
All right.
And and I thought about it. I really thought about it. I took some time into it. And I was thinking about it. Do I watch Young Frankenstein? Easily, probably my favorite film that involves Gene Wilder. Do I watch Blazing Saddles? Classic. Do I go with Hear No Evil, See No Evil, or one of the other many Richard Pryor based films that they tag teamed together, and ultimately I decided no, those don't work. Young Frankenstein or Frankenstein, if you will. I watch a couple of times a year easy. I know that film by heart, forward and backward. Blazing Saddles I watch pretty regularly. As regularly as you watch a film. So once a year maybe, but I watch it pretty consistently. And the other ones, the Richard Pryor films, they aren't my favorite stuff by Gene. Honestly, well, I mean, you're a bigger Pryor fan than I am, so I mean, it's probably a different thing for you.
A little, yes and no. Gene Wilder, when Gene Wilder and Pryor, they just had that unique dynamic chemistry, kind of like what we have, and just let's be real. Let's never compare us to Pryor and Wilder. We're not anywhere near that good. Paradise.
But that's where I was going. That's the film I decided to watch because I have not seen Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory probably in over a decade.
Oh yeah.
And I rewatched it last night, and having not seen it for so long, I really got to reappreciate it, and it sucks that it took a sad, tragic event to get me to rewatch it. You know what I mean? But I'm kind of glad that I did rewatch it because it's actually a phenomenal film.
It really is.
It's crazy good, and Gene is so good.
Just what was it? The few lines I remember, which I'm not sure if they were in the book or not, but we are the music makers, we are the dreamers of dreams.
Oh yeah, that was when he delivered that line. It was just mildly off the cuff, in a kind of random spot. You know what I mean? And it fit perfectly. It's when they're licking the wallpaper, and the schnozberries taste like schnozberries. What's a schnozberry?
To this day, I still don't know what the hell a schnozberry is.
A schnozberry? Yeah, it's because they don't actually exist. And the little girl goes, "There's no such thing as schnozberries," and that's when he just goes, "We are the music makers. We are the dreamers of dreams." And with this straight face, just deadpan to her, and it just he was definitely hilarious, but creepy as hell in that movie. Creepy as hell in the best way. It fits so perfectly.
Exactly. And when unfortunately I haven't seen the Johnny Depp remake, and I refuse to.
No, you know what? And I my feeling on remakes of films.
I wonder what film set you off the most.
I hate most of them, but the Johnny Depp one, I will give Johnny Depp credit. where credit is due. He did it. You know, Johnny Depp, probably one of the best actors of the past 20 years.
Over Ledger?
I would think so.
Okay.
Just volume and alone, you gotta give it to the man. So I mean, he's got more practice. You know, arguably one of the best actors in the past 20 years. We'll say that. You know, did a phenomenal job in the role.
Okay.
Phenomenal job in the role.
I'll take your word for it.
But the movie's not the same, and it's not Gene. It's not Gene. I like Johnny Depp. He's a great actor, but he's not Gene Wilder. You know, but to his credit, he knew he wasn't Gene Wilder, so he didn't try to play Gene Wilder. He made it his own, which is what you got to do. You know?
And another line that still to say was, "We have so much time and so little to see." Wait a minute.
Scratch that. Reverse it.
We have so little to do, or so much to see and so little to do. It's so little time. I forgot what it was. But it was just like he delivered that line. It's like, "There's so much to do, so little time." Wait, strike that. Reverse it. Okay. So, but to Mr. Gene Wilder, thank you for giving us so many years. But he kept it. He kept his private life obviously private because he was unfortunately died of Alzheimer's, and he listened to his favorite song while he died, allegedly, because you can't really pretend. His favorite song when he died was "Somewhere Over the Rainbow," and it was like, okay, it's obviously during the time that it was 83, 84.
What?
That he passed away, Gene Wilder?
He was 83 years old.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's is a terrible thing for any person to go through. But I think it a little extra tragic for a man like Gene Wilder, because to affect the world in such a way that he did, in such a great way, you know, and to be such a positive influence in so many people's lives, and then to not be able to remember what you've done with your life.
Exactly.
That's got to be a curse.
It is.
You know, I don't know. I mean, you know, and granted, you know, Alzheimer's is a curse for whoever gets it.
Yeah.
I don't want to sell that short. It's a horrible disease, but I suppose it's extra ironic for a man like that to have done so many great things.
But what was your best moment? Like, there's so much, I can't really pinpoint which one because I've done so much. But
he couldn't even.
There's no way, because there's so many countless films, so many things. There was a thing on Facebook with Alice Cooper when he did a little stint with him, and it was just so perfect because he got Gene Wilder, who was just a naturally gifted actor, and Alice Cooper, who is like the king of shock rock, in my opinion.
Absolutely. So, he essentially created the genre.
Yeah, it's just my thing is like how do you know when you first get that touch of Alzheimer's that's slowly going to spread? Because it's like, because we forget things from time to time. I forget, you know, where I put my keys, where I put.
Yeah, but it's different. It's different. It's a deep. From what I understand, it's a deep confusion and forgetfulness. You know what I mean? It's deep. You know, and you realize that something's just not right. And that's what I imagine it to be.
Just that simple touch where you're forgetting like major things, like major either appointments or dates or anniversaries. Because I don't know what's the line between stupid because you forgot or just Alzheimer's. And then, you know, sometimes, and maybe there may be rare cases where people are in their 20s get Alzheimer's. I don't know. No, I don't think so. That's not really. And there is early onset, but that really doesn't even happen until like somebody's 40s, 50s. You know what I mean? Like, in 40s is still even young. Yeah. It's a degenerative disease that kicks in when you're older. From what I understand, again, no doctor, don't know these things for sure, but it's not. You know, but I do know that it's a horrible thing to have to witness somebody going through. It's a horrible thing to have to go through, and I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. You know what I mean? Like, it's a terrible, terrible thing, and you know, to you know, people out there who are dealing, you know, with somebody suffering from it and things like that, and your family, you know, my heart goes out to you. You know, it's got to be terrible. It's got to be tough. Exactly. So, on that deeper, darker note,
I'm gonna go ahead and raise my beer to Mr. Gene Wilder.
Yes, sir. If you are, please click with us, baby.
Thanks for the memories.
Thank you for everything.
That being off our chest, like I said, we don't generally touch on current events, but something like that.
It goes sour off the bat.
Yeah,
so.
but something like that, I think needed to be said.
Exactly.
For sure.
But the man, just one little thing, the man outlived Richard Pryor and Robin Williams, some really great funny comedians and actors, but like the fact that he lived that long says a lot.
Yeah, no, I mean, for sure, but, it's...
The fact that, this year, there's just 2016 alone was just famous musicians from Bowie and Prince and all these other, rock stars, and just... I'm hoping 2017 is good. It gets better. Like, I know we have all other personal stuff, like personal highs and personal lows, like me. I'm closing my house in the next 24 hours. Well, by the time it'll probably be 3 weeks while I'm in the house.
By the time you guys hear this, Mendel will be a homeowner.
Yes.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you very much. And it's a great house. I'm picking colors. I'm doing the adulting thing to do. Yeah, that's a word. Mm-hmm. And I just want to relive childhood, man. Damn, it's like it's like how you owe this mortgage. Like, what's a mortgage? Can I just get a coloring book and some colors and crayons and just color inside the lines and stuff like that?
Nobody's stopping you from doing that either, but you still got to be adult.
Adulting's a trap.
Yeah, well, it is what it is, but you can still do the fun things too. Yeah. You can still do the fun things in life.
Exactly.
And actually, you can do some even more fun things. You know what I mean?
Like what?
Well, like anything, really, absolutely anything. As a kid, you have to ask permission to do things. You gotta wait for your family to plan certain things, things like that. As an adult, you want to go karting or whatever. You go, yeah, let's just go. I don't have to work right now. Why not?
Exactly.
Like as a kid, you got to wait for your family to plan that stuff for you. As an adult, fuck, do what you want.
Exactly. Every day could be Halloween for you.
You want to go to the arcade? You want to go karting? You want to go do whatever? Like, go do it.
But there has to be a fine line between like being cute and being just downright creepy. Like, you can't be like the 50-year-old guy at the 20-year-old club. You know what I mean?
Why not?
Unless if you're
do what you want to do. Do what you want to do. It's your life. Live it. Who cares?
But not society's standards, bro. Come on.
What do I give a damn?
Fair enough. But yeah,
says the gay man who wants to get married.
Yeah, because I want to be miserable like the rest of you heteros. Okay.
Do it then, man. Do it.
But I don't want to be like. And we kind of had talks in the past. Like, do we want to make it public or private? Do we want to make this big spectacle? Holy crap! It's just like we're looking around. It's just like. It's like people winning Grammys. It's like everyone has a Grammy. Everyone can make a baby. It's just like, great. I have a kid. So it is half the world, most of the world. Yeah, great, fantastic. It's as I'm petting an imaginary kitten that's supposed to be like my child. That's how my brain works, actually.
I didn't even follow that, guys, but that's okay. It's okay.
Really, I do what I want, apparently.
You do. Why not? Why not? Why shouldn't you? Why shouldn't you? Why shouldn't any of us?
Yes.
Do whatever the hell you want. I mean, to be fair, I don't do what I love for a living. Nor do you, I imagine.
Hell no.
But what I do, is I work for a living to support the things that I love.
Exactly.
I work to own this home and to be able to sit in my own basement and fucking record this podcast with you every week. I'm unfortunately not one of those people who does what they love. I enjoy what I do, but it's not my passion in life. It's not what I love to do. But I do it to afford the things that I do love that don't make me money. Like this.
Like the old saying, like, you gotta go through hell to get to heaven. You gotta go through hell, which is the bullshit, to get to heaven, which is hanging out with us whenever you decide to hang out with us. So I know it's once a week, but for you guys, it could be, watch every single podcast 50 times. Also, once again,
do it.
Love. I'm clicking refresh, click refresh. 6 views. Refresh. 6 views. Refresh. It's still 6 fucking views. So YouTube, SoundCloud, Facebook, all that good stuff.
But we are getting more and more hits, and we want to thank everybody for that.
Thank you so much.
If you've hung around with us for these 10 episodes,
holy crap.
Wow!
Thank you so much.
Thanks for sticking with us. Hopefully, it gets better. you know, we wanted, when we were first starting out, we promised that it would get better. The more we did it, I'm still kind of waiting for that to come.
Yes.
And so are you, I bet. But you know what? Stay with us a little bit longer. Hey, you know, stick it out. Give us the long run. I don't know.
Stick it out, really?
Yeah.
Phrasing. But if there's any other topics you want us to discuss about, like why Superman is the greatest superhero of all time, yes, I haven't forgotten, Jude.
Yeah, no,
I haven't forgotten about that.
Yeah, we're not going there. We're not going there. I know this is episode 10. No, we're not going there.
Number 10.
Maybe 20. Maybe 20. We're not going there. Yeah. That's maybe 20.
Fine. All right. So I had to bug him for another 11 more times. Great. Clue right now. Say it. Superman's great. Superman's great. Superman's great. Superman's great. Superman's
fucking
great.
terrible,
Superman's awesome.
and you know it.
Superman's awesome. Superman's awesome.
I'm not even gonna dignify it with a response. I'm not doing it.
I can't even poke this bear.
I'm not doing it. I'm not in the mindset to do it. I just.
You want to do like 5 more shots, bro? God damn. Fine. I'll grant you Deadpool and Colossus being obviously amazing. So sick.
Oh, I mean, Deadpool's cool. He's really cool, but he's not. There was a lot of hype about him, but granted, Ryan Reynolds did him some justice,
and
but
I've
not.
Deadpool 2 is coming out sometime in the far away future.
Yeah, I wouldn't say near future. We're talking a couple of years, but that's how long it takes to make movies. But
then after Marvel does this whole series of crap with Black Panther and Pink Panther and whatever. Yeah, I know I said Pink Panther. It could be a Marvel character. Shut up.
It's not. It's a cartoon character, but that's okay.
Also played by whom? Steve Martin.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, Steve Martin didn't play the Pink Panther. He played the detective. Yeah. But yeah. Okay.
Awkward silence. Awkward silence. So, episode 10. I know last week we went to do some random crap. It was like, punch 3 words, random topics.
Hey, that was fun, though. I had a lot of fun, yeah.
I hope you guys did, too, because we were just like, let's just wing it this time. And we're winging it most of the time. Sometimes we do some things, different topics and certain aspects. But yeah, last week was kind of fun. It was off the cuff, and we kind of got some stuff done. Even though it was a shorter episode of ours, but
actually looking back on it, I don't know that it even ended up being all that much shorter. But maybe I don't know. But still, it was a good episode. It was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun, and honestly,
we could probably do that again.
We could do that again sometime. Maybe we'll do that every. I don't know. Every so many episodes or whatever. Maybe we'll hit it up again at episode 15 or something. I don't know. Who knows? Yeah. Or we'll keep striving to come up with just random weird things to do like that because we got to keep things interesting for you guys.
We don't have to. We want to because we like you.
We have to if we want people to keep listening. So yeah. So if you guys have any random ideas or anything like that, again, as always, hit us up.
Yeah.
On the Facebooks or the YouTubes.
Yeah.
You can't really on SoundCloud. I mean, you can leave comments on SoundCloud. But
it's gotta be
it's just weird.
Yeah.
So stick with Facebook and YouTube. Those things, great ways to get in touch with us, or just email us. I don't care.
Yeah.
If you got our number, call us. You're not actually, if you're a random person, you're not getting our numbers. But if you're somebody we know and you want to call us. But
exactly. And also loggersalive@gmail.com.
Right, that's what I said. Email us.
Making sure they didn't know the name.
They can go on Facebook and hit email us. But
well, okay.
Well, anyway, so. All right, well, I got a little something else to get off my chest. Okay.
What grinds my gears?
A little bit, but it's not nearly as epic as some of my last rants.
Oh,
okay, so this is Rob's minor rant for the day. Okay,
come on.
Yeah, no, and this is really minor. You ever go into a grocery store?
Okay.
And you're looking for something, and like really, it's just like this, like you get to a point where it's like this grocery store fucking sucks. Like, I don't know what it is. The grocery store near me, the one closest to me,
all right.
It sucks. It's fucking terrible. It's a fucking. I was just in there earlier I was buying a 12-pack of beer, and I was looking for something else, fucking like hostess cakes kind of things.
Right, cool.
Because Rachel, when I was running out of the store, she was like, "Oh, you know what? I could really go for some ho-hos or something like that." I was like, "Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm going to Tops, so I'll find them for you. I'll grab them because it should be simple as shit to grab something like that." And okay, so the Tops nearest me isn't the best Tops in the world. It's pretty terrible. Tops is a local grocery store for those who are unaware, but it's not the best in the world. It's pretty.
This particular location is.
This particular location is pretty rough.
Like Elvis Presley, it's in the ghetto.
Well, it's not in the ghetto, you know. And I don't live in a bad neighborhood by any means, but I live on the border near a bad neighborhood kind of thing. Or well, not a bad neighborhood, but just not the greatest neighborhoods. And this Tops is kind of right there at that border, and so really it's just and I could drive literally an extra
55?
minute to get to a better grocery store, but I didn't. so I'm in this terrible grocery store. It's one of those where you just walk in, you look around you, and you go, "Ah, fuck." I should have driven the extra minute. I legit should have, because it is almost exactly a minute in the opposite direction to get to a different location, but. It's terrible, and I was wandering around this store. I shit you not, for 10 minutes after I got my beer. So I'm wandering around. I didn't have a cart or anything because I was just grabbing 2 items.
Yeah,
you know. So I'm wandering around the store with this 12-pack of beer, wandering around the whole damn store looking for these fucking Hostess cakes, looking for these little fucking like Little Debbie Hostess cake fucking things. Dude, you'd think they'd be by the cookies. They're not by the fucking cookies. They're not in the snack aisle. They're not. They were nowhere to be fucking found. You know where I fucking found them?
What's up?
The bread aisle. They were next to the bread. They weren't by the cookies. They weren't by the sweets. Yeah, they weren't by the.
I can. Yes, I can. But was there like a display or anything?
No.
Really?
That's just the aisle they are normally shelved in.
Bloody hell.
Yeah. So they weren't by the snacks. They weren't by the the cookies and the pop and all that. Oh, that's no. They were over by the fucking bread. What? What? And I get it. The bread's kind of close to the the bread aisle's kind of close to the bakery, where they're kind of sort of baked goods. Yeah, okay, I can almost get it, but it wasn't even like that. It was just sitting there next to a loaf of fucking bread. Here's your Hostess cakes. What? What? Who runs this place? And why? Why is it? I don't know. I mean, like I said, to some extent, I guess I get it, but it bothered me because I was wandering around this store for 10 minutes trying to fucking find something. And I just couldn't do it. I don't know. Am I an inept adult that I couldn't fucking find Hostess cakes in a goddamn Tops? There are
these magical elves called employees, bro. That you can magically ask them.
Not at 9 o'clock at fucking night. There's not. There's 3 people working in the whole goddamn store.
Still,
you gotta hunt them. You gotta hunt them the fuck down.
You can where's well do that shit,
yeah,
bro.
Well, dude, I was walking around the store for like 10 minutes. I saw one of them at the fucking register.
Still.
Well, yeah. Then I gotta wait in line at the goddamn register, get up there, and at that point, I'm just like, fuck it. I want to buy my beer, and I'm done. So I knew the second I got into a line to talk to anybody, I was gonna just buy my beer and be done with it. So
it's true. There's certain employees that you just were just like, okay, kind of crazy guys, but you just want to just like get your stuff and go, and then for the stuff that you really want to go, you're like, why is bread next to the peaches, which is right next to the chips?
Right. No,
it was batteries. I'm like,
yeah, it's not good placement.
I'm at like a big whole store like BJ's or Sam's Club or God forbid Walmart. Yes, I have a beef with Walmart.
Well, who doesn't? But let's be fair.
I'm not saying like they pay their employees crap and all that goodness, but
no, barring that, it's safe. Like every time I go into Walmart, every time I go into Walmart, I want to punch somebody. So,
but then again, it's also people watching. You're just like looking around, like, holy crap!
But it's not even. It's not even good people watching. It's shitty people watching. I hate it. I don't do Walmart.
Come on.
I don't do Walmart. I don't do Walmart.
I unfortunately have to with my job because I've seen people who think curry is the next deodorant, who think that a man who's just buff as hell, ripped as hell, to socks and sandals, which is one of my pet peeves. White socks and sandals, bro. Come on. You're not a tourist.
Dude, you got to. I mean, you got to.
I work in the country.
You got to chalk it up to what it is, bro. It's fucking Walmart. You're in goddamn Walmart.
I know. It's interesting. Whenever I'm having a bad day, there's that little Facebook page, like people of Walmart, and I smile and think, holy crap, I'm less than half these people. I don't have a weave on the other side of my face with a Honda Civic spoiler on one side, 3 different colors of my hair, all multicolored.
No, I don't. I have no idea what you're talking about, but carry on with yourself.
Really, we're really gonna just
yep.
I'm
gonna pull the reins back. Yeah. But
okay, fine.
But yeah,
but
I mean, I just Walmart. Yeah.
But our low prices, I'm like, you think that's a bad thing? How they treat their vendors? Oh wait, I am one.
Yeah, I mean that's not that, but that's not even my problem with Walmart. My problem with Walmart is all the people. And I know like just about everybody on the planet fucking shops at Walmart. Because and not on the planet. That sounds ignorant. No, in the country, we'll say.
There's a Walmart in India.
Well, there might be. I don't really know.
God forbid.
I don't know. I don't know
if
they're
a cancer that's spreading. Trust me.
Yeah, I don't know if they're worldwide or anything, but there's a good majority of people that will shop at Walmart, and I go into Walmart from time to time myself. I hate doing it. I always feel bad about myself going in there because I look at everybody else that's in there. And everybody in Walmart, always. If you're in a Walmart, you instantly hate your life.
Oh yeah,
you have to. You have to instantly hate your life because you're in a fucking Walmart. That's
and the people who actually work there. I'm thinking
whether you work there or not,
so much better. Y'all can do so much better.
Nah, but maybe they can, or maybe it's their second job, maybe it's their part time. You don't want. I never judge anybody for working for a living.
Oh no,
good on them. Absolutely. Maybe they couldn't find another job. Maybe this is just what suits their schedule the best. Maybe this is, what works out best for them. Things like that. So I never begrudge anybody for making a living. Do it.
Fair enough.
Do it. That's what you got to do to earn a living. Do it. Good on you.
Mm-hmm.
So the employees, I'm never discouraged by the employees by any means. They're perfectly fine. They're just people making a living. It's the fucking customers, man. It's the fucking customers, myself included, because
So
I'll tell you what it is.
What's up?
When I go to Walmart, I don't give a shit about anything. Like I don't care what I look like. I don't care what I just don't care. I don't care. I don't care what I look like. I don't care what other people think of me.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I'm in Walmart. I don't give a damn. And I feel like everybody has that attitude.
You put on pants and
right.
money.
You got pants on. You got a shirt on. You got shoes on, and you have money in your pocket, or at least enough to buy whatever the fuck you're buying at Walmart.
Yeah.
Then you're good to go.
Exactly.
And nobody cares, But you get this just overwhelming vibe of nobody in the building caring except for maybe the people that work there. And it's like, well, fuck it, whatever. And I think that's why I hate Walmart, is because I go into Walmart and I hate while I'm in Walmart.
You want someone with actual satisfaction and confidence and beliefs, and
right,
we're going to give you good customer service.
Right. Well, I don't feel that way when I walk into a Target. You know what I mean? I don't feel that.
I can tolerate Target more over Walmart.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't feel like hating everybody else and myself while I'm in Target.
Yeah.
Target, I actually, I'm dressed properly. I look okay. I'm actually out in public, as opposed to Walmart where it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm dressed like I'm out in public. I'm acting like I'm out in public. I'm feeling better about myself and my life choices when I'm in Target.
We are walking good.
Right. I feel better about my life choices when I'm in Target than when I'm in Walmart.
I can imagine, I'm not sure if there's a Target or Walmart gang, because I'm not sure if there's a Bloods and Crips of California. I'm not sure if it's Target and Walmart or the Bloods and Crips of retail. It's you have your low prices, we got our low prices. You got a Discover card, you discount car soda waiter, whatever. It's just
I can't imagine employees give a shit that much. No, but as far as on a corporate level, they are deep competitors. But
if they want to give a shit, they kiss ass. Everyone knows. If you want to go ahead, you got to give some head to get head in the company. So.
Do you say so?
Some people, okay, you got the office slut who sleeps around with everybody to make sure they get there. She gets up and ahead in life, and no, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure where you're going, but
I'm just speaking words.
Yeah,
words.
That's all right.
Words.
All right.
Awkward conversation about Walmart. Hey. Yeah.
So that's my feeling on grocery stores and things of the like. I had to get that one out there because I was just wandering around this fucking grocery store, just wandering around, and I hated it. I hate every second of not knowing where something is in a store. Oh, hate it.
It should be over here. The flour should be right next to the batteries. I don't be going right next to the milk. I don't know. But we worked together for a brief period, and with our histories, do you want to have if and when you do have your own business, do you want to have like cocky employees, like from the worst employees to like good employees? Do you hate kiss asses? Do you hate dumb employees? There are many different personalities in the workplace. There's kiss asses, there's cocky people, there's people who are always depressed all the time, people who actually already know the job after 3 days, be like, it's okay, I know this job, I can take it from here, and they screw up. If you were a manager, I know you're a manager, but
I am a manager,
okay, what type of employees, like, would you want to hire? Do you want to hire the kiss asses? Do you want to hire, like, of your core team, do you want to have at least have one kiss ass, one slut, one dumbass? Because I can't, for me, no, I've worked, like, we work together, but there's people who was like, oh, this job sucks. Why am I even working with you? What? Then there's people who are so happy to be excited to be here. I'm like, dude, you know what? Down. We're not.
No, but you know what? I would give a job to the people who are excited to be there. And then the people who are lazy and who don't care. Well, then that's you're not getting hired by me, at least. That's.
Right. But there's got to be, I don't know. There's a certain personality trait that's just like, I give a shit without giving a shit. I'll knock a few beers, I'll do my job, but there's got to be at least one employee that you will refuse to hire. Like,
a lazy son of a bitch. Like, I fucking hate lazy people, man. Like, not that I'm the most ambitious person on the planet, but take some pride in what you do.
Yeah.
If you don't have the sense to at least take a little pride in whatever it is you're doing, doesn't matter. You could be mopping floors somewhere. You could be whatever it is you do. Take a little pride in it, and it'll go a long way, I think.
You guys who show up 15 minutes early, show up with a hot coffee for you didn't order or ask for it, be like, this is not decaf! Or just like...
you don't have to be a dick about it, but that's, like... The people who are striving to better their situations, those are always like, whether they're cocky or not. Dude, I'm in sales. Everybody I work with is cocky. We have to be. It's part of our thing. It's a prerequisite for the job, basically. Is confidence.
What is confidence?
There's a line between confidence and asshole. But but you wanna at least give the benefit of the doubt for somebody with confidence, at least in my line of work. You know what I mean? You got to have.
But that's based on perception. People can see one person could see you as being a cocky son of a bitch. Other person can be like, that guy is confident looking. He's dressed and sharp. He's looking great.
That's the
polo.
Yeah, and that's the that's the line. And everybody's got their own personal line, but you got to look at it from a business perspective. If you're looking at hiring people and doing business with them, you gotta look at it from what's going to work best for your business or from your perspective, that kind of thing.
Fair enough.
I think that's what you got to look for. I hate entitled sons of bitches.
Oh God.
People who think they should be 3 rungs higher on the fucking ladder without fucking earning it.
That was why, like, my father was a manager at Tops for many, many years, and like, I didn't want his job or be a part of that company because I didn't want to be someone like, oh, he's so-and-so's son. He's going to get some special treatment, or let alone if I'm that guy. And if I mess up, that looks bad on the name alone.
No. it's one thing to do your damnedest and fuck up. That's perfectly fine. But to feel like you are owed something is quite another thing. You know what I mean?
That's what I
without really working at it. And who cares what people think? What matters is what you do. You know, you could be if your dad managed a business, let's say a grocery store, and you wanted to get in on the ground level and work your ass the way up. You wanted to go from pushing carts to possibly running something, and you did it the right way. Then that's good for you. If you expected to get into a management position just because your dad ran the place, that's the wrong way to do it. That's the wrong way to do it.
You have no social or any managerial skills whatsoever. You're like, I just want to say, hey, you're hired, you're fired.
Yeah.
You clean this up because I just spilled coffee all over your whatever.
Right. So if you work from the ground up to earn what you got, then doesn't matter what anybody says. Anybody could tell you you're an entitled prick, but whatever. I earned my place. If you just walk into a position that you're not even qualified for just because you're the boss's son, that's different. That's different.
Yeah, and that's why when I make this down payment, God help me, and it's a huge chunk of change.
Well, isn't it always?
Well, for me, some more than most. And it's when I see that lovely little office, be like I'm signing my life away on a stack of papers. It's like the Bible, like 20,000 pages, and I'm just like, I feel good. At the same time, I'm like, it's a lot of money I'm never gonna see again ever in my life.
No, but you know what? You don't. You worked for that, though. You worked up to that. Whether you're going to have it in your account again, ever again, who knows? Who knows? No. I don't know. It depends on what you end up doing with your life. But
they're only doing they're doing this podcast and drinking.
Right. But the point of the matter is you earned that.
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna have an extra bit of pride in the place you live because you earned it. Yeah, you earned it. You not only do you just have a roof over your head, now you put it there. You don't just live at your parents' house anymore. You aren't renting from someone. That's you put that roof there. You own it. That's a different level of pride. Trust me. Trust me. It's a huge level of pride. When
that key just like drops in my hand, it's just gonna feel like, okay, I'm here until death. This is that thing. But
no, you know what thought comes across your mind that moment, or at least it did for me, when they handed us our keys, is shit. Well, now the work begins. That's like that. That's what it is.
And I've been in your house for going on at least a year and a half or somewhere.
No, we haven't even been here a year yet.
Okay, fair enough.
About a year. Almost a year. It'll be a year.
Yeah.
By the time I get married, it will be a year.
Okay. So just like I haven't seen like any like leaks or any dents or like there's like some cosmetic crap. Just like there's nothing, any scratches or any big dents and dings, and I'm like, okay. And you mentioned yourself like before the podcast, or like if we can do it based on what we do, you can do it. But the thing is like,
it's still work though.
It's just like it's my thing is like I don't have a safety net, as in I don't have someone living with me at the moment, so I'm pretty much just doing this all by myself.
Yeah,
all by myself. But it's just when people had their houses, like, oh, it's like me and my wife and we share an income, we have this, that. Me, I'm doing this shit solo for the time being.
Yeah, well, I mean
I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to make sure I can survive on $20 a week for groceries. If it's gonna be peanut butter and jelly sandwiches on a flatbread and chips are like 3 days day old and half off.
You figure all that stuff out though. That it's not.
And other big other small things like I'm not saying like basic stuff like how to change a light bulb and how to do this. Not saying I don't know how to, but there's like other factors like crap. I didn't know how to, how do I do this? So I turn lefty loosey, is a righty tighty, or righty loosey, lefty tighty. I don't know, but that's gonna come with the territory, especially with home ownership.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, because it's going to be, it's going to be a lot cheaper to learn to fix things yourself. I promise you that, than hiring a professional to do it.
Right. I don't want to put like a Band-Aid over cancer or anything like that.
No.
This is gonna work, and like 2 seconds later, it's gonna leak out. I'm like,
no. I mean,
especially my schedule when I wake up at 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but you're gonna save yourself a lot of money just learning to, on your days off, going to the fucking hardware store. All right, this is what I need. Here we go.
Or just like go to the hardware guys. I'm like, so I just create a hole in my wall. What do I do now?
Hole in your wall is easy, man. Hole in your wall is easy. It's plumbing. Plumbing is a bitch. Electrical, I wouldn't touch without a professional. That's the one thing that I will not even go near is electrical work because I don't want to burn anything down.
Let's see. Probably eventually want to get generator.
A backup generator kind of thing?
Because in case things go wrong, or obviously when things, no power and that kind of stuff, and you're left with all alone, and hopefully get a generator that works, and hopefully your food doesn't spoil, or
Well, it's Buffalo. If your power's going out, it's cold enough outside, you can take everything outside.
Well, yeah, but there's certain things that are just like, well, you can only do so much until, especially when we had like October storms and that kind of stuff. And for those of you who are listening to us outside of Buffalo, yeah, we had a storm in Buffalo for 24 hours. It just kept snowing and snowing and snowing and snowing. Like, I created like a whole like couch out of snow. I think I created a whole home out of snow. Like, had a couch, a rec room, a basketball court.
Was that the October storm, or are you talking about Snowvember?
I'm talking out of my ass, right?
Huh?
I'm talking out of my ass.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know.
I'm saying, but there was so much snow within a short period of.
Again, which one are you talking about?
October storm.
October storm. I wasn't here for that.
Yeah, because you were in Florida.
Yeah, I was in Florida then. But I was here for Snowvember. I was here for the big November one. What, last year, or the year before?
Oh, that was nothing. Like, October storm was way worse than November.
Maybe, but I couldn't get to work for 3 days in the November one.
The November one.
Well, in your area, it wasn't as bad.
I was on the cusp, and
right. And
I remember I was going out because prior to this,
where I was, we were buried.
like I said, we were on the cusp, and for those of you who don't know, that's November. It was a huge storm that covered most of Western New York, but not all of Western New York. And with me, I work at a liquor store, and they weren't hit. I was on the cusp of it. I remember being on the phone, calling up work, being like, "Hi, I may or may not be into work." I'm like, "Do you have a snow band?" I'm like, "Yeah, but I can still make it."
No, they cannot ask you to come into work if there's a driving ban in your area.
Yeah.
They can't.
I didn't listen to them because I'm a dumbass who needed money. So I called them up. So waiting 10, 20 minutes later, I'm like, screw it, I'll go. So I call them up, like, so I'm coming into work. In the background, I can hear the general manager like, "He's coming in! What a jackass!" Click. So I showed up and did my own work, and yeah, we were in business for about 5 hours, and they're like, "Go home." Like, "You, I admire your guts. You got a lot of moxie. I hate moxie."
So he was a 1920s gangster,
or a fan of Mary Tyler Moore show. Come on, you got a lot of moxie. Oh, thanks. I hate moxie. Yeah, Bugsy Malone here. That's what's gonna happen. So
no, I was in the area that was buried. So I couldn't get on we had a driving ban, and even if I wanted to, the streets were just, it was like 6 feet. It was like 6 feet high.
How did you survive without internet or Facebook or anything like that?
I mean, we had power still. We just couldn't get out of our goddamn house.
So yeah, we have 2 seasons in Buffalo. Find a jacket, put on the damn jacket. And this is whether at this point in our 10th podcast, it's find a damn jacket, because you never know.
It's pretty nice out. It's been a real dry summer, but
it's the most humid. Like, I never sweated before noon in this job, but I think it's more because of the humidity and that kind of stuff. Because
it's been humid, but it hasn't been raining or anything. Like the grass and everything is just dead. It's dead around here.
Because global warming's not a thing. It's made up by people. Or things. People who make things. Let's start drinking now because that's a thing. Causes global warming, apparently. Yeah.
I don't have any idea. I have zero. Even Dexter is angry at you right now.
Dexter's a pit bull. First of all, don't judge us. It's a pit bull. It's a lovable son of a bitch. I love me some Dexter.
Yeah, my dog's awesome.
I know.
Fuck anybody who thinks that otherwise.
I'm just saying. Awesome. I know people get pit bulls get a bad rap. Some people, do the whole thing, but I like dogs. I'm starting to like dogs now. Like before that,
to like dogs. Yes. I'm starting to because when we first met, when we first started hanging out, you were terrified of dogs.
Oh God,
terrified.
Oh my God.
Well, to be fair, you were terrified about just about everything.
Yes. And look what happens. You get a friend that slowly says, "Hey, it's okay. It's just a dog. Okay. It's just a locked door. Okay. It's just the cops. You're fine. It's just the cops."
Yeah.
So, and thank God I met you because I'd still be, paranoid son of a bitch. Yeah. So I think, Green Day wrote a song about that, being paranoid. So, it's like, think about Nirvana. Never mind. Anyway.
Wow.
Awkward silence.
Wow, bad joke. Just a terrible joke.
You're laughing your ass off.
I'm smiling. I wouldn't say I'm laughing my ass off. You're the one laughing.
That's when you know you're a good comic, if you laugh at your own jokes.
I think that's how you know you're a terrible comic.
Fuck off. So I think people in glass houses shouldn't sink ships. Dude, I should give you a proverb book. Is this
mix and match shit's gotta go.
Name the movie.
It's Boondock Saints all day.
One or two.
There's only one as far as I'm concerned. The second one was goddamn terrible. It really was. I was so excited for that movie, but it was goddamn terrible. It's goddamn terrible.
Oh, speaking of awesome, I'm waiting Troy Duffy. Where's Boondock 3?
I don't know that I want Boondock 3 after the second one bombed so bad.
But the way how it ended, they're like, and Norman Reedus is like, what's going?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're actually in production or whatever. But
slowly thinking about it.
But yeah, I could do without it. The first movie was awesome though. First movie was awesome, but the rest, and by the rest I mean the second one. Fucking.
It's our cult classic because prior to us you had like 16 Candles. You had like all those other.
I mean, there's a lot of cult classics, especially even
Say Anything and fucking
The Crow.
Yes.
Boondock Saints, The Big Lebowski, Reservoir Dogs.
Right.
A lot of great cult classics. But the Boondock Saints is one of the ones I gravitate towards most. But the second one was just it didn't hang. Yeah.
Kind of like being a pussy. and Rocco became a Mexican.
Wow. No, Rocco still existed.
Yeah,
they just replaced him with someone different.
But ding dong, motherfucker, ding dong.
Yeah.
Dude.
It's weird that you even remember lines from that movie.
It's kind of hard. When you say ding dong, I'm thinking, you're just speaking Mendo. Shut up.
Well, that's
fair,
I guess.
Yeah, no. Yeah. I'll have a Coke then. For me, it's like, I'll have a drink. Done me a joke.
Well, guys, I don't know. Hopefully you enjoyed it.
Episode 10 with Roman candles and sparklers and shiny things.
Right. Maybe in the promo video we'll have some special things going on. I don't want to apologize because we're fucking awesome, but
right.
But
we do what we want.
But we
don't judge us.
We didn't pre-plan as much as we wanted to.
Not a goddamn thing.
But we hope you had fun. We had fun.
Yes,
We've been having fun for 10 episodes, and I gotta say, dude, it's some of the most fun I've had in my life. I've been enjoying myself. I hope you have. I hope all the people at home have too.
Oh God, yeah. Like I said, we have like crap episodes, and I remember a couple. I think either episode 2 or 4. You're like, you did intermissions when I was listening to us, while I jerk off because apparently that's how I am a narcissist, and just was like, hey everybody, this portion of the broadcast kind of sucks. So I'm going to chop off a big chunk of this.
Well, I had to. I really had to. And that was, what was that, episode 3? Maybe 4. I don't know. It was one
We'll probably re-listen. We'll probably have that re-listening podcast back in episode 100 as just like, oh, well, re-listen to us and have different shows. And different we're like, why did we even say that? Mento! A dog, a Coke, and Charlie Sheen walked into a bar. What the hell are you talking about?
Nobody knows. Nobody ever knows.
No one ever knows.
Nobody ever knows.
They will never know.
No.
Exactly.
No. But it keeps you guessing.
I am that guy. But from all of us at Logs in Life, once again, YouTube, SoundCloud, Facebook, enjoy us, love us, comment, and drink with us because we can't drink without you. Otherwise, we'd just be two brothers drinking.
Let's be fair. We drink without them all the goddamn time. But it's more fun with you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How you do?
That being said, everybody, cheers. Here's to me.
Here's to you.
Here's to love and laughter.
I'll be true
so long as you and not a moment after.
To another 10 more, and I love you both. Stay sexy, baby. Mwah!